Hi, my special friend. It's so great to be here with you again for another Inspiring Thoughts Thursday. And it's so great to have you on again with us. And well, it's Thursday. And as you know, the last couple of weeks, we have spoken about what are these villains? What are these things that stand in the way of a lot of people to really get visible? And we're going to talk about the number 4 villain that we have been really doing a deep dive in over the last couple of weeks. And the first 3 that we covered we spoke about procrastination. I mean, so many people really, they want to attract more clients. They want to finally become the recognized, renowned thought leader they always felt they deserved to be. And there's so many experts out there that feel like, I have so much to say and still, I don't get enough stage time opportunities, or I don't get invited to speak so much. I don't have enough platforms where I can share my message. And, then they say, hey, it's hard to attract clients. It's hard to grow my business. And all of that you can take entirely out of the way the moment you step up and you become more visible. So the last couple of weeks, we spoke about how you stop procrastinating, showing up in a greater way, and getting more visible. The second week, we spoke about the fears that a lot of people face to really show up in a greater way. And last week, we spoke about how do you overthink things and how is that holding you back. And quite a lot of you have been on there with us. So welcome back to another one of our Thought Leader Thursday and our Inspiring Thought Thursday today. And today we talk about number 4. And number 4 of these villains is really, how do you stop being inconsistent? And hand on heart, I'd like to know from you, in what way do you feel you're consistent right now? You maybe rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5. How consistent are you right now with showing up? Are you regularly, at least weekly or daily, or even several times a day? Are you sharing your message in a greater way? Where are you right now with this? I'd like to really know. Put it into the chat. What is your number now? And then really the question is, where do you want to be next? How do you want to step up? Where do you want to be? How do you want to become more consistent? And what does it mean being inconsistent? Well, you know how it feels. Probably, the situation where you might have said, well, I really want to go running more or do more sports, and then there was this New Year resolution or whatever strong intention, and you had that intention, and then you did not hold on to it, and you didn't follow through. So you started running a few times, and then you gave up again, and then maybe a couple of weeks later you think like, oh, that's what my intention was. And you're reminded, and then again, it gets even harder to step up again, right? Or, another example is, you've probably been there in a traffic jam, right? So, the feeling like you're in a traffic jam and it's not moving forward, fast enough. So it's a stop and go and stop and go. And a lot of people, share their messages in this kind of stop and go approach. The thing is, you're neither standing nor moving. You're somewhere in between, and that's probably the most uncomfortable position to be in, really. So we want to get you out of there. We want to get you into flow. We want to help you make it light and easy and joyful. And Anita, you're saying hello. It's great to have you. And there's quite a few of you here with us today. It's great to have you. Just share with me, where are you? How consistent are you right now with sharing your message out there? And really, let's talk about, what does it do to you when you're not really consistently sharing? And there's different levels. For example, let's talk about, what does it mean to you mentally, right? What does it mean to you when you start sharing something and then you stop again and then you start again? Well, probably what you feel is, when you're not consistent mentally, you're really like in and out of flow, right? You get into flow, you start having ideas of what you can share, you start sharing, and then you stop again. And that flow of energy, it's gone, right? And you know, again, after a while you think like, oh, I should have been sharing something, and well, what should I write about, right? So it's like mentally, if you're not sharing consistently, if you're sharing inconsistently, again, you're you know, again, you're interrupting that flow of ideas. And you know, what does it mean emotionally to you? You might feel like, oh, I should be posting more, I should share my message more, I should show up more. But you know what? I'm not doing it. So what you do is you teach yourself that you can do it. You feel bad about it. You feel like, hey, again, you start doubting yourself. You start doubting that you have this powerful message that indeed you have. And I'd like to hear from you as well. You know, what does it do to you when you're doing it not consistently? When you're, just sharing something and then you stop sharing and then you start again. What does it do with you? How do you feel about it? Also, think about, energetically. You know that where you put your energy, as they say, where energy goes, where your attention goes, energy flows. Again, if you don't share consistently, what you do is, again, you put a lot of energy on something, you raise some interest of someone somewhere, and then again, it kind of disappears again, right? So, energetically, you put a lot of focus and energy onto something, and then you lose it again, right? So, so these are so many reasons, and not just also for yourself. When you want to get a train, when you want to get something moving, and you have to start moving it from the beginning, it's always the hardest at the beginning. Once it's moving, it gets easier, right? So also, what does it mean to your audience when you share things but you do it inconsistently? Well, what happens is they see you, but then again, you disappear again. So they don't know, when are you showing up, how are you showing up, what can they expect from you, and when, in what way, right? Again, they don't know. They might like you, they might trust you, and then again, you disappear, so they disappear again, right, as well. And also, it's for yourself, for your audience, and also for your business, right? If you share inconsistently, again, if people, you show up and people show up, and then you disappear and people disappear again, you don't build this longer relationship. You know that building relationships takes time, right? It's like you have a friend, and then again, you might have a precious, intimate moment with each other, and then the friend disappears. And you might have nice memories and still feel close in some way, but if you don't hear from that friend for a long time, again, the intensity of how you feel connected will get reduced. And, at some point, there will be times when you don't even think about them anymore, right? So the same with your business. If you're not consistently sharing, again, the challenge is you appear, you disappear, they appear, they disappear. That means that you're not building a stronger relationship with people over time, right? But let's talk about what are the rewards if you start becoming more consistent with sharing your message. So one thing really is that if you share consistently, and I can tell it from experience, there's constantly ideas of like, this is what I could share next. Because what you start doing is you experience things in your life, in your business, and all of the things you experience, you start seeing as sharing material, right? So again, you will have a flow of ideas constantly coming, because you constantly have these ideas you share and new ideas are coming. So you will build actually a habit of sharing on a regular basis. And then whenever you make it a habit, after just a few weeks, it becomes almost automatic. And you don't need to actually push yourself so hard anymore. And, showing up becomes much easier. And it's much more fun because, again, it's something you naturally do. It becomes your second nature, right? And then when you show up more consistently, obviously, you also build more and stronger relationships with the people that follow you, right? So you build stronger relationships with your audience, and they start following you more. And once they start following you more, they will start talking about you to others. So they bring more of their friends on. They'd also start following you, and you start building actually a community, a tribe of people, and that community will grow because people will actually love to see you, connect with you. They start really to like, know, and trust you, and again, they bring other people on board, and then your tribe keeps growing. And when they know when you show up, like what we do here on the Thursdays, our inspiring thought Thursdays, you know when we can connect, right? And again, that means that when you show up, they show up, right? And they know when to show up, they know when you're doing what, so they know exactly when to come. And then when they show up more, again, when you build these stronger relationships, also, they're always the first to then, you know, whenever you have a new product coming out, you're writing a book, like one of our clients now just this week sold, you know, and published his first book, and it became a US bestseller #1 right away. Actually, that happened yesterday. It was amazing. Sorry, on Tuesday. So we're celebrating you, Sam, if you're here, you know, again, if you're here with us. But again, you know, when you're publishing books and you have that tribe, right? And it's great to have you, Julie, as well. Great to have you. So when you start building that following and that tribe, and they show up whenever you show up, they're the first to buy from you. When you have your next book published, or when you start your next course and you want people to know about you, they're the first, right? And also they become your ambassadors. They become your friends, as they say for celebrities, they become your entourage, your people that will always be with you, right? And they'll tell others about the amazing things you do. And when they do, you start feeling significant, you start feeling loved, you start feeling appreciated, you get the confirmation that what you have to share is meaningful for others, right? So again, I mean, showing up consistently creates so much opportunity for you to build that tribe, to gain and attract happily paying clients, and so on, right? So here is a formula that I would like to introduce you to, and 8 things that you could consider to do to really become more consistent. And I call it my I can do it formula. So as you know, I can do it is 8 letters. So I'm gonna give you 8 little hints of what you can do to become more consistent. Are you ready? I wanna hear, are you ready? Put something into the chat. I'd love to hear from you if you want to have these 8 steps. So here they are. The first one is really make sure you have a clear intention. Okay? Having a clear intention will help you be more consistent, right? So once you have a clear intention, you know why you share and what you want to achieve. So a clear intention can also be saying, hey, I have this book that I'm writing right now, or I have this course that I want to launch, right? And I need to absolutely, it's the I can do it, right? So, again, have a clear intention and, know what you want to promote and say, this is what I know. If I get that out in a greater way and share that more with the world, then, really, when you have that in mind and you have the people in mind and you feel them in your heart, and that's what you want to share, again, that's, then you will share more consistently because you will think about these people all the time. You'll think about the impact you can make all the time and will definitely put more energy into you sharing in a greater way. Okay, so the second thing is, even if you have the intention, you need commitment. You need to make sure you are committed to share your message regularly. So I'd like to see right here, right now. Hi, Georgia. It's also great to have you here. It's great to see that you say, yes, I'm ready. So again, what I like you to do is, again, just commit right here, right now and say, yes, I'm committed to show up more consistently. So put into the chat and say, yes, I'm committed, or yes, I'd like to hear, are you committed? Okay, so thanks for sharing that, because again, if you are committed, then the other 6 steps are going to get easy. So the A stands for automation. And it means that there's a lot of tools out there that can actually, you share some messages, you set up some posts, and then you don't need to do it all manually yourself. And by the way, we will have, at the end of November, we'll run the Visibility Booster Workshop for 5 days, where we love you to be on with us. And again, at that workshop, we're going to go deeper into all these kind of things, right? So just for now, keep in mind, You can automate things. You know, you don't need to do it all by yourself all the time manually. There's tools that we will share with you that you can use to really make it easier for you to share and show up consistently, right? The N stands for nature, okay? It becomes your second nature. Make it a habit, okay? Make it a habit to, you know, like what we are doing here, like a certain weekday, a certain time, this is when you're going to show up. People start getting used to it and they will show up at that time with you, to be with you, to learn from you, to connect with you, to feel the energy with you, to connect with your tribe, right? So make it your second nature, make it a habit. The next thing is, again, a powerful thing is you can delegate certain things. You don't need to do it all yourself, right? Again, hire a virtual assistant, bring someone else on board that can support you in the most powerful way, right? And then really also, the O stands for have an organized plan. Organize yourself and have a plan. We were just speaking about the I can do it formula to help you, to help you really get more consistent, sharing your message, sharing your voice in a more consistent way. So again, as I said, the I stands for intention. So if you have a solid intention and you know exactly what impact you want to create and what difference you want to make, again, then again, if you feel the people you want to serve in your heart, if you get up in the morning and you fully embrace, what impact you want to create and how you want to serve people, again, then you will show. That the C stands for commitment. So again, and I see that everyone is coming back in, so sorry for the technical hiccup. This is part 2, so let's continue to go through our I can do it formula. So again, the C stands for commitment, and I'd like to see in the chat from you right now, say, are you committed to show up more? Are you committed to say, I'm going to share my message on a more regular basis? Yes, I want to make this happen. If you are committed, then please put it into the chat. Yes, I'm in. Yes, I'm committed. I already saw some of you posting it before. So, and thank you, Anita, saying, yes, you're a powerhouse. Absolutely, Anita. I'm here for you and with you and for everyone else. And again, even if there's a technical hiccup like that, we don't give up, right? We show up again, right? So that's what we do, because we do it consistently. So again, I'd like to see from you, like, are you committed? All of you, right? So let me ask you, are you committed? Are you saying, yes, I am committed. I want to step up and I want to share my message in a greater way because I love to serve more people. I love to touch more lives. Erica is saying, I'm in. I love it, Erica. Absolutely, right? Anita is saying, yes, absolutely. So again, remember that when you show up consistently, people will start following you. They will tell others about you and so on. So again, when you're committed, then really you can step up in a greater way because when you're committed, you do whatever it takes, right? So, and then the A, as we said, stands for automation. There's a lot of tools you can use to make your sharing easier. The N, as we said, stands for making it your second nature, right? It's, showing up and sharing your voice consistently, no matter what, unapologetically, okay? And, we started to speak about the fifth element, which is start delegating. Start delegating. You don't need to do everything yourself. You can hire a virtual assistant or bring someone else on board that can help you get the message out in a greater way. And Nadia, it's great to have you and everyone else that is with us today. Hi, welcome. So again, start thinking about what are things you do on a regular basis or you'd like to do more regularly, more consistently, and which parts of those could you delegate to someone else? So, like for example, if you want to write a post regularly on one social media platform, let's say on LinkedIn, for example, maybe you just come up with the content and maybe you just you think about like what could I share? You develop the ideas, and then again you think about like what could I say? How could I say it? You create the content, and again, and then You could speak it, for example, and have someone else to transcribe it and turn it into a proper post. Or if you say, no, I'm happy to write it myself because I love writing. A lot of our clients say that to me. They say, I love to write. Then yes, indeed, write. Then write it out, but maybe then posting it in all kinds of different groups and communities on LinkedIn could be done by someone else. You don't need to necessarily do it all yourself. So really start thinking about what are the small tasks that need to be done by someone if you want to really step up and share your message more consistently. And which of these small tasks can you start delegating to someone else, right? And it's great to have you as well, Brittany. Great to have you today with us. So again, I assume you also want to share your message more consistently, right? Hand on heart. So please share with me if that's the case. And so, the O stands for having an organized plan. So, again, if you're organized and if you have a plan and you have it mapped out, like what do you want to share then again, you will put it into your calendar and it will remind you that, hey, today is Thursday. So, we share our Inspiring Thought Thursdays every Thursday. We know that by Wednesday we start preparing, right? We start letting the world know about it. We invite you personally. And again, that's what gives you the opportunity to be with us today, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to have a solid plan of what to share, because again, if you then map it into your calendar, you will be reminded. And then you'd say, okay, now I have a deadline. I said I would share it now. That's how I would, and that really makes sure that you are, in fact, doing it, right? Or at least it increases the chances, right? So how do you craft such a powerful plan? Again, join us at the end of November. We're going to run a 5-day visibility booster workshop together with you, where every day we give you small tasks and we'll talk about how you craft a plan like that as well, right? And the second I from the I can do it stands for iteration. And iteration means that you don't need to write new things all the time. What you do is you can just use what you've created in the past and, iterate it. Meaning that, there's this beautiful formula one of my mentors shared with me in the past, and it did stick. It's saying like recycle, reuse, and repeat, right? Recycle, repeat, and reuse, right? So what you can do is, like, for example, as when I started running podcasts 8 years ago, when I started out 5-6 months later, I had like 20,000 listeners. And the good news is I took these podcasts, or some of them, the ones that were most liked, and I shared them over the years again and again for a few times. There's this rule, and I don't know if you heard about it, but you can share things sometimes 7-8 times online until some people realize it's been there before. And again, as your community grows, there will always be new people that haven't seen it yet. So ask yourself even today, what have you shared? What posts have you written? What articles have you written? And Eugenia, great to have you as well. Welcome. Right? So ask yourself, what have you created already that you can turn into either smaller things or expand or adapt a little bit and get it out there again and again and again. So I just shared with you that one of our clients, Sam, has just published his book, his first book, like on Tuesday, and we're celebrating you, Sam, okay? Turned into a #1 bestseller in the US, and right now, we all support him to make it a global bestseller. And what he did is, again, he was interviewing people, he was running podcasts, and now all these interviews in a consolidated way have turned into a book. So now again, you can, when you speak something, you can transcribe it and use it again. If you write an article, you can just take some bits of that article and turn it into quotes. I mean, there is an unlimited number of opportunities you have, right? So just keep in mind, iterate your content, recycle it, repeat it, reuse it in the most powerful way. And then really the final T from I can do it stands for targeted production. Meaning that a lot of people, and I have to say that I did it also like that when I started out. They write a post, and then the week after they write the next post, and the week after they write the next post, or they run a podcast and then another one and then another one whenever it's due. I recommend you don't do it. You do it in a consolidated way. If you only take one day a month and you free up that day and you just produce 20 posts, or you record 4 videos and you release them week by week, that means that you have already the content covered for the next month, right? If you record 8 or 12, you're already covered for 8 or 12 weeks. Like, the same with me, right? When I go on holidays and sometimes I take 3 or 4 weeks off, normally I don't work in December, in August and December. Normally that means that I take several weeks off and then I can produce something up front. And even while I'm gone, I might not even have internet connection, but then my team can share something. So what you can do is, again, do it in bulk, right? Produce something that you can then release over time. Because I have a lot of clients that say, oh, Monique, you know what? I have these moments when I'm very creative and I love to share and I seem to have a lot of ideas. And then there's moments where I'm the opposite. I'm withdrawn and I'm not really creating anything. And again, if you want to be consistent, produce several things at once and release them over time. So this is pretty much our I can do it formula, right? So again, have a solid intention, have a solid commitment, automate, make it your second nature, turn it into a habit, right? Really start delegating some of that work so it's not all on your own shoulders. Have an organized plan to get it out on a regular basis, iterate things, right? Recycle, repeat, reuse some of the information that you're sharing, and then have a targeted production, like, really produce several things and get it out over time. So I'd like to know from you right here, right now, which of these 8 ideas to really become more consistent speaks with you most. Which is the one that stands out for you? Because I always invite you to not just get inspired, but I like you to also start turning some of your insights and ideas into action right away. So which of these 8 resonate with you most? Just, take a moment to think about it. And then really also here in the chat, share with me, which of these resonate with you most, right? And which is the one that resonates with you most, that you want to start taking action on right away? Do you want to automate more? Do you want to start crafting a plan? Do you want to reuse some of your content? Do you want to start, delegating things? Which is the one out of these 8 that speaks with you most? I'd like to hear. So put it into the chat. I'd love to know. Okay? And then really take action on them afterwards, right? So take the number 1 that you resonate most with and start implementing it today. What is the one next step you could take right away, right? And I don't know if maybe there's also some questions you have on how to be more consistent. If you have any questions, I'm here for you right now, so you can type your questions into the chat, okay? So I'm here to support you and cheer you on, and so is my team, right? So if there's any questions, please share them, right? Okay. And I love, Georgia, how you're saying intention, nature, organize. I love it, right? If you have a more solid intention, you know what you want to share and how you want to impact others' lives more. Again, it gives you the energy and the drive to make it happen. Turn it into a habit is nature, right? And then organize. Have a plan on what you want to share, when and how. I love that. Thank you for, I love, Georgia, I know you. You're always just, not just picking one, you're always picking several, and I know you're going to take action right away as well. And for everyone that's here with us, I'm so proud of you, Georgia. I hope you don't mind me sharing. I know just a couple of weeks ago, after you started working with us, you decided that you would do more videos, right? And you set up your YouTube channel and you started to share your videos, and people started coming your way because you started doing it consistently. So I love it because you're just a living example of how to share consistent messages and how to really trigger interest with people in a greater way and get them to come to you instead of you running after them. Such a powerful initiative. I'm celebrating you on that. So again, everyone, I'd like to know, what is your number 1 and what are you taking action on? And also, I would like to invite you right here, right now. As I said, at the end of November, okay, starting precisely on Monday, not next Monday, Monday after, 30th of November, we're going to run with you our Visibility Booster Workshop for 5 days. Every day in the morning, we're going to give you a little task. And then again, you know, that task might get you a little bit out of your comfort zone, but we'll guide you, we'll support you, we'll answer all your questions along the way. And Anita, maybe you can share the link with everyone on, you know, where can people sign up? Because we just opened the doors and we already have quite a few people that want to join us already. So secure your seat, be there with us. These 5 days will really help you to step up in a greater way, right? These 5 days will really help you to get clear on your message if you're not entirely clear yet, or to sharpen your message, to really make sure that people resonate with what you say, so that you're getting more clear on what to share and how to share things. So we get you to start going out there and share your message more, and we'll be on your side to make it happen, and we'll support you, promote you, and you know, so again, that's going to be a really epic week. And you know, again, we've been supporting people for over so many years, getting more visible, and again, they triggered more interest, they doubled, tripled, even quadrupled their income. That could be you. If you want to boost your income still a little more this year, the perfect way of making that happen, and really the solid and proven way to make that happen, is by showing up more, sharing more, letting the world more about the amazing things you do. So we're going to show you step by step in our Visibility Booster Week, okay, how you can make that happen. And it's so great. And Anita, thank you for sharing the link here. And Marita, it's great to have you again. We are talking about our Visibility Booster Week, and we hope you're all going to join us on that one. So again, today, as you know, we spoke about how to become more consistent, okay? In that Visibility Booster Week, we'll put all the foundational elements in place for you to become more consistent. And also next week, we're going to jump forward. We're also going to talk about what another visibility villain, number 5. Because honestly, a lot of people procrastinate to show up and to share in a greater way because they're afraid people don't care. And I don't know, is that you? You know, if you feel like that, hand on heart, can you be honest and put into the chat and say, yes, sometimes that's me. I wonder that if I share, if I put all the effort in, if I invest all that time to show up on a regular basis, will people engage with me? Will they care? Will they love what I share, right? And also eventually, will it help me to find the clients I want to attract? So next week on our Inspiring Thought Thursday, we're going to talk about conversion. How do you share your message in a way that you're not just giving, but you're also receiving back? That you are harvesting the rewards of your effort, that you are indeed getting clients on board, right? So I would like to know from all of you that are here with us right now, are you excited to learn more about how not only to get your message out, but how really turn them, you know, everyone that is watching you, reading what you share, that is engaging with you, how to turn them into clients? Would you like to know more about that? Put into the chat, yes, me, if that is you. I'd love to know if that is a topic that you would love to learn more about. Because a lot of people that come to us and want to work with us, they want to learn exactly that. Not only about how can they beat procrastination of getting more visible, how can they master their fears, but how can they stop overthinking and also get it out in an imperfect way, you know, and how to do it consistently. They also say often, how can I make sure my messages convert? How do I make sure I attract the clients I want to attract, right? So if you want to learn more about that, put into the chat, yes, that's me. I'd love to learn. I'd love to hear from you. And again, in the meantime, just again, share with us in our HeartPowered Global Nation. What are questions coming up? What are some of the challenges you're facing as you are sharing your message? What are things that you've done that worked for you and that you're celebrating and you want all of us to celebrate with you? Share with us. You know, what does it mean to you to be visible, and in what way would you like to step up being more visible? We'd like to know. So again, over the next couple of days, we'll ask you some questions and share some things with you that hopefully inspire you further. But for now, I'd like to round off this Facebook Live with you. So first of all, thank you for being on with us, and thank you for being with us every week. Quite a few of you are. And I would like to really see how you're turning some of the hints that we discussed today of how you show up more consistently, how you become more visible, more consistently, how you share, more consistently share with us, how you're applying some of these hints that we discussed today and how it's working for you and what progress you're making. Okay, so we love to see you all again next week, Thursday, on the next Inspiring Thought Thursday. In the meantime, be in touch with us. Also, make sure you don't miss signing up to our Visibility Booster workshop in 2 weeks. It's going to be an epic week. We love to have you on board because, again, we know you have this incredible message to share. Start sharing it. Because, again, when you do, you will stand out. When you stand out, you become the thought leader you always wanted to be. And when you are that thought leader, again, people will start coming your way. They'll start following you. They love to learn more from you, and they love to work with you. And again, that's your surest way to bring extra cash into your business still this year and 2020. Start filling your calendar for 2021 already with some of your best clients, right? Again, by starting to boost your visibility right now. So have a fabulous Thursday, and we'll be back together soon. And don't forget to sign up for our Visibility Booster workshop in 2 weeks. We look forward to having you on and to cheer you on as you step up in a greater way. So have a fabulous day. Until soon. All the best.